Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Today, I really want to focus on Pluto. My hair has been like a thing. I really want to focus on Pluto today. Pluto going into Aquarius. That's happening tomorrow. And what that means for everyone, what that means for us for the next 20 years. And welcome, welcome, welcome. And how we can best navigate this energy, how we can best understand. Good morning, happy Monday. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Oh my gosh, who's feeling this Pluto energy? Good morning, everyone. I have this new throat coat tea. It's so delicious. It's a lemon echinacea, I want to say. It's just delightful. The plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. Rosemary Gladstar. I love the little tea things. But today I don't know if I feel Pluto, but I just arrived to my Pluto-Venus line and I'm vibrating my tail off. Oh my goodness. It's so good, isn't it? It's so good. This is beautiful. You just arrived on your Pluto-Venus line and I'm vibrating. Oh my God, dude, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I live on my Venus line and it's just like, it's a beautiful. Angela, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Dude, the full moon was on my ascendant and I got sick. It's fascinating when your body upgrades when you go through these really big transits. I think it was I can't remember exactly what it was. I think maybe last February or something, where I was having like these big eye things. I was having, Aries sun. And so it was certain transits that were going on in Aries. It was just right before Aries season. And it was just this fascinating moment of like my body was purging and releasing something. And so when we have these moments where our body is literally like, Jesus God, what's going on? Just be so in it that it goes through a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Healing. And it's beautiful. Like, and I love the word healing crisis, what you just said, because I feel as though when we accept the healing and we let our body go through the experience, we detach our ego from the moment and time of it. And we say, my body is being upgraded. I'm becoming I am the healthiest version of myself. I am the most evolved version of myself, whatever it may be, whatever it may be. Good morning. Good morning. Well, I went to a bad situation last week. And anytime we have a situation like that, we've talked about this a few weeks ago, we've talked about it. And this has a lot to do with the Pluto stuff that's going on as well. When we label something as bad, or I made the wrong decision, or I did something, are we not learning what a no feels like? Are we not understanding what it feels like for our body, for our mind, for our experience, for our entire energy field? So, like, okay, I know what that feels like because that's a no. I know what it feels like for me to step out of alignment. Because when we say, like, oh, I made a mistake, it's reminding us that we are the consciousness observing our human avatar. It's kind of like you know more about that higher self with the human self than we think that we do, where it's like, I got so mad at myself. I know better. I knew better. That's just your higher self. And you becoming your highest version of yourself in every step of the way and every moment. And so when we say things like I did something wrong, or I did that, we're experiential learners. I'm as well. I'm a mystic. I'm like, oh, that looks like a soul contract just waiting to be processed down that hallway. So I'm going to go, just like dip my toe in it and then come back to tell the tale and then come back to tell the tale. And sometimes we have to have those powerful experiences. And I've talked about that in my video, The Reverence for the Villain, where we have these people that are outside of ourselves that we've contracted to, play a role that we have vilified. But don't we really learn the lesson so quickly when we have someone in our lives that's teaching us in a negative sense? In a negative sense. Sometimes when we have a really lovely, positive, wonderful teacher, we're just like, oh, no, 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 they're going to forgive me if I don't do my homework. That's fine. But when we have that one that's like, get it together, kid, a little bit more like the villain, we learn a lot quicker, don't we? Don't we? I'm learning not to use good, bad words, too much polarity. Yes, I applied for a job and they were silent and offered the job to someone else. That rejection is a redirection, blessings in disguise, something else is coming for you. It's so true. It's so true. It's when we are trying to go through that one doorway, really just keep going to those foundations. I'm surrounded by these types of people. I work for this type of company. And a lot of the times I had someone reach out, I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was on Instagram where someone said, the employer, I applied for a job and they ghosted me. Whether or not you have this language, everyone's feeling this. Everyone's feeling this. And if you don't have employers that can speak from I statements, that can say, hey, we're going to go with someone else, that can have that open, honest communication right up front, that is might not be the vibrational match. Like it's really, really true. Like you are so worthy of a community that supports you, that honors you, that says, you know what, and you get paid and treated appropriately. So whenever it's a no over, it is God preventing something from happening. That phrase, it's really been resonating lately. It's like the universe and God won't let you thrive in a place you're not supposed to be in. It just means that something bigger is coming for you, something better is coming for you, something more magical and wondrous is coming for you. And really, if anyone wants to join me in just sending so much love and good vibrations right your way, like really, there are so many people that are in transition right now that are going from one job to the next, whether it be your 3D job, whether it be, just the job that pays the bills, whether it be your entrepreneurial business. There are so many people that are stepping into their highest timeline. They're stepping into what it is that they are meant to be doing. So take that redirection and just keep meditating and keep praying and keep sending out, your call, and the universe will answer in just the right time. Yeah. I've had to turn a lot of no's into that's not meant for me. It's freeing. Yes, yes, yes. A no is just a resounding yes for what is meant for you. It truly, truly, truly is. It is so liberating. And really, when we're coming into this time period of co-creation with the universe, which it's in my perspective has so much to do with Pluto. Pluto, runs the 11th, or pardon me, Aquarius runs the 11th house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. This is galactic co-creation. Like, show of hands, with Pluto and Capricorn, did we lose something? I keep forgetting that it's backwards. Did we lose something? Did we get our ego punched? Did we have massive transformations? Did we have so much, even if you don't understand Pluto, or if you don't even have Scorpio placements and things like that, we all have Capricorn on our chart, but we all went through something, lost something, gained something, upgraded in certain ways. And it was just so profound and powerful. Since 2008 until now, this big old transit, that packed a wallop. That packed a wallop for a lot of people. And I just really want every single one of you to spend some time. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, it doesn't have to be the day of, but I'd say, like from today, Monday until Sunday, take one little celebratory moment for yourself and just say, I really have transformed. I've really completed whatever that karmic thingamajimjang it is. You don't have to be it I feel as though sometimes where it's like karmic contracts or all of these debts or things like that, I feel like even that language can be so limiting and also diminishing and like not depressing where it comes to mental health, but like deep, like depressing, pushing you down. Like I have all this karmic things to do and all of this stuff, where it really feels to me as though Pluto going into Aquarius is going to be a huge release for so many of us. And it's going to be this moment in time where we can receive, instantaneous manifestation, or when we get redirected, like that job, it's like all of a sudden you see something's offered to you. It's like, this is so much better than I could have ever imagined it to be, than I ever thought that it could be. I'm finding the community that's right for me. I'm meeting with like-minded people that also challenge me and get it so that I upgrade and up level. it's how do I say? I don't always want to be surrounded by yes people. I want to be surrounded by winners, and that's what I want for you that have that growth mindset. But they'll also challenge you to develop, and they'll challenge you to look at what is inside of you. Those are the type of people that I want you surrounded by, and they're not always going to have the same belief system. They'll share similar values, but not the same belief system. I'm gonna read some comments here. I listened to something the other day, Karen basically was saying there's no such thing as rejection, abandonment, betrayal. It's not just realignment, but the ego gets sad. Yes, yes, the ego, they have their own priorities. And it's, I always say like my human avatar, Sarah, it's like your meat suit. It's like you're the energy of the being that you reside in. Yes, we are our consciousness running the human avatar, but the human avatar has their own preferences, their own traumas, their own belief systems, their own values, their own. So we have to make sure that we're parenting, for lack of a better term, our human avatar in the way that says, wow, you knew that that really nasty thing that was just said to you or about you, or whatever you experienced, was a soul redirection. It was a growth. It was a moment of unlocking. You know that, but it's okay to get frustrated, and it's okay to want to be or have an expression of being angry. Dude, I'll say meat suit so many times. Oh, it's my meat suit, It's just she's doing a beautiful job. She's lovely and she's lush. She enjoys herself. It's a bit honestly, it's weird when I was chatting with someone yesterday, a dear friend, and I don't even we were talking about how language right now is so specific, and even the words that we use sometimes carry a specific vibration, and it's shifting and changing whether or not so many people in the collective are experiencing it. And, I like to, if we have an ego death, that can be intense for a lot of people to say, wait, my ego is going to die. This thing is going to die over and over and over again. But you're becoming the more evolved version of yourself. And so I feel as though stepping into Pluto and Aquarius, this is going to be instantaneous manifestation in a way that we're hopping paradigms in our sleep, in a day, in a conversation. When it's right, it just is. It just is. And so, with that being said, if our daily chit chat and our daily rhetoric has a more negative connotation to it, we got to check that, because it could be the little spells that we're speaking throughout our day that could be preventing us from just that razor's edge theory. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, precious cargo. Thank you. It's so good. Oh, I love it. My precious cargo. That is beautiful. I really love that. I really love precious cargo. Yes, I'm ready for this growth and leveling up. This is a huge time. This is a huge time. Let me check. Angela, you had said Pluto is about to be in my moon and rising 12th house. I can't see what this brings to me. It's a fascinating thing. It's a fascinating thing when it comes to, like I've shared before, my moon is in Capricorn. So I had Pluto transiting over my natal moon. I actually had that Pluto Saturn conjunction happen by degree off of my natal moon. And it was like if now was the time that I was meant to be channeling and talking to interdimensional beings, it now was the time. And so this being in your 12th house, this could be about mastery. This could be about your intuition completely blossoming. Your moon in Aquarius, this is a powerful time for you to be stepping into, like, you're right, completely. It's taking a time to, depending on your human design or what you do for a living or all of these different things, saying, did this person ask for my download? Did this person ask for my guidance? Yes, in the third house. Yes, of communication. It's so true. You're so true. Thank you. Oh my God. I literally started channeling. That's what happened when it's fascinating because it transited and I recorded an all signs reading. I'm going to post it tomorrow for the Pluto transit. And someone had asked in the community tab, I asked, what does Pluto and Aquarius means for you? And they said, if it's transiting two different areas, you can watch for 4 videos in the all signs. You can watch for your rising sign as well as the adjacent one that has the transit. This could be 20 years. So we can watch for the sun sign, the moon sign, the rising sign, and the one that has the adjacent to it. So it's wild what's happening. And yeah, it's the intuition came on right quick. I was given the time to sit with it and to really process it. And really, I was spending a lot of time when Pluto was like directly on top of my natal moon, like days I would spend most of my time in meditation or in contemplation or in processing, watching YouTube videos, bettering myself, learning, researching. Pluto's moving into my second. It's a fascinating transit. This could be, this is money, values, and access to resources. So it could be, how do I say, the way that you maybe identify with money. I don't want to project it just with what you've just commented. I'll share, like, it could be what you've said. These are my values. This is what money means. This is what that means. This is what, external validation, external things mean. That can be a moment of maybe they shift with Pluto and you recognizing that you have so much to give, so much to offer. Capricorn is my south node, so I didn't pay attention to it. Pluto was there. Yes, I love that. Your self-worth is about to level up. I really love that. I really love that. Because the second and the eighth axis, this is what is mine, and eighth is what is ours. So it really is. It's saying what you value, because we know about this external reality is that the way we feel about ourselves is reflected in the way we dress, the way we speak, the way our home looks, the way we take care of ourselves, the community members that we're a part of, the people that we talk to. Community over here, I feel as though we've been talking about this a little bit since the summer or the winter, depending on where you are in the world. I'd say around July or so, communities have been getting smaller but more potent. And although we can't really like run away and, if, you go to the cafe and someone you don't like is there, you don't run away from it. You just say, oh, that person's kind of in that area. They're in that community, and we don't, judge them in any capacity. We just don't have to interface. We don't have to engage in any capacity. And so let's see. Jupiter is in my second house and its energy has been palpable. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The second house and the eighth house, I feel as though sometimes people get a little intimidated by them, but it really, when you discover your self-worth, what it is that you can offer the world, you can't have a bad day. It was an old Bob Proctor quote. Bless his heart, he's passed on now. He said, your success is based on three things, which is, your ability to do what it is that you do, or no, what it is, the need for what it is that you do, your ability to do it, and the ease in which people can replace you. So if you are lit up by doing something that the world needs of you, and you love doing it, you're good at it, and you kind of have a little bit of a specialty, if you will, you do it in a boom way, you can't have a bad day. The world needs you. The world absolutely needs you. So I wanted to pull some cards and see. I'm so grateful for all of you. It's such a wild, this is beautiful. It's such a thank you so much, God. Thank you, Spirit. We are releasing a lot. Everything's coming up reverse. I love it. I love it. This reverse over here. A lot of different mental constructs are changing. We're releasing a lot of old value systems, and I feel as though a lot of dreams that we've had since we were children are about to come true, and they're going to, hi, Moon Sprout, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I feel as though we're going into a more active time for a lot of people, and it's not going to feel like work. It's going to feel like vibing. And what's underneath it, we get to walk away from situations that don't serve us. We get to prosper. We get to enjoy ourselves. We created this. We created this. And it's a beautiful time. There were 3 cards that are activated right now with this Pluto transit I wanted to talk about. This is the Pluto card. Share away. Share away. 5 planets in Capricorn, ready. Dude, moon sprout, that's incredible. This is the card Judgment. This is the card that is the Pluto card in the major arcana. And because Aquarius is run by, or is it Uranus and Saturn? This is the Saturn card. Where is it? And this is the Uranus card. So it's the end and the beginning again. I'm excited. How can we release judgment on ourselves, on whatever it is that we went through with Pluto and Capricorn? Can we say, I did enough? Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm really done with that. 8, 9, and 10. Interesting. This is the Virgo area of your chart. These cards are the Virgo area of your chart. So that's really fascinating. I feel like, and I've been looking everything over, I've just been thinking about life and how astrology is a form of interpreting life, but life is going to happen no matter what. Yeah, I just don't see the point in fearing it. Like we aren't victims to astrology. No, God, no, God, no. And that's one of the biggest lessons that, just like we were saying at the beginning of this call, if something is redirecting you, if it's a no, if the door is shut, then we just go to the next door. We don't try to open the door. But it's our human avatar, it's our ego, it's this precious cargo. Oh my God, I love it. That says, this is the way I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be this way. This is the way that I thought it was going to happen. Like there are many times that I've had transits, big transits, where every book says that this beautiful thing would happen, or this negative thing would happen, or this wild thing would happen. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. It could be internal that we experiencing. But I think a lot of astrology communities are so fear-based. It's dumb. It's very much, even I've had people come up to me after tarot readings that they've had with other people. And this could be just people that they know, that I know in my human life. They said, Sarah, oh my God, they did this really intense reading and it was so bad. I'm like, that's absurd. There's nothing bad about the tarot. It's just, helping you see things in pictures and numerology and things like that. And so it could be, however, how do I say, anyone could read the planets. Anyone can read that the sun is in Scorpio, Mercury's in Sag, Venus and Pluto is the last day, Pluto in Capricorn. Anyone can read that, but it's the way that it's interpreted. It's the way that that precious cargo, that human avatar channels through that information. And what resonates with you and for you, it means it's for you and it resonates with you. But if it doesn't resonate, it's not meant for you. And that's okay. And that's part of, the judgment card saying, I don't know best. I'm experiencing this human experience, and the way that's best for me is only what's best for me. Just like the analogy that we were talking about with coffee or tea, where someone could say, oh my God, coffee is awful. It's giving me a heart attack. I don't like it, but I love coffee. So you can live in that paradigm and I can live in my paradigm. One's not better than the other. One's not right, nor is it wrong. Some people like earrings. Some people like glasses. Some people, even the way we dress ourselves, the way that we present ourselves to the world. There's absolutely no right or wrong way to do it. And I feel as though that's something that comes up with the awakening and the ascension, and people can get so caught up and it's like the light and the dark, where we can get stuck in the awakening. That video that I put out a while ago, where it's like, this is the only way to ascend. I know the way to ascend. Everybody is going to find their path, and it's going to look different for everybody. When I was in some of my grossest moments, the most judgeable moments, I was going through my most powerful transformations. So there's no place for judgment. It can just highlight something inside of ourselves that needs to be looked at, that needs to be upgraded, but that's a mirror work thing. You know what I mean? I'm losing interest in all the details of astrology, the progressed charts, the solar return charts, blah, blah. There's so many techniques, but it all comes down to the same thing. It really does. And I'm glad that you're mentioning the progressed, because I never have been interested in the progressed charts. I've been asked about them before, but it's never resonated with me. I haven't found the need for it. I feel as though we can get lost in the process sometimes, where it's, this is trining this, and this is aspecting this, and this is aspecting this. But like I've said, I've gone through huge transits before, huge transits where big relationships are supposed to come in, or this is supposed to come in, or that's supposed to come in, and nothing happens. And it's how we respond and react. The planets are there to guide us. But we're here to experience this human world as human beings. And there's no blueprint for how to do it. We just get to be however we want to be. Any Aquarius placement can say, dress however you want, be however you want, express yourself however you want. Just never say, you got to do it this way. Look where your fingers are pointing. No, say, this is my reality. This is what I love. This is how I want to show up in this world, and share that with the world. We need a little bit more of that. Yes, yes, yes. There were, I want to see, because I made notes, but I don't know if I want to go through all of them. No, I did an all signs reading. Like I said, I'm going to post it tomorrow. And I had written down the planets for, it's the 19th of January, 2044. That's when Pluto's going to go into Pisces. And so we have the next 20 years to really let Pluto guide us, just like with everything that we just said. I love this. Nothing is happening to us. Everything is breaking down to break through. Everything is coming online in its perfect time. If we know that we're living in a quantum multiverse, we know that we're transcending time and space. Even right now, we've got, I see 14 people in the room. We're transcending time and space. We are on different places on the planet. We're sitting together, chit-chatting on a Monday morning. That's wild. If you had said to people 100 years ago that this was possible, that would be complete magic. That would blow their minds. That would absolutely blow their minds. And so if we know that we have access to, like the multiverse, quantum mechanics, everything and everything all at the same time. We're being born, living, and dying. Every single reality is happening all at the same time. So if we don't have access to a specific bit of information, if we are not privy to it, if we don't know it, if we don't experience it, if it hasn't been downloaded into us yet, it just means that we don't need to know it yet. It just means that we can focus on something else. We can either educate ourselves, we can go have fun, we can learn how to have fun, we can relax, we can go for walks, we can slow down a little bit. Who's been getting messages to slow down? If someone's getting sick and having sun transit and ascendant, I feel like it's messages to slow down. Yep, 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 yep. And just listening and being open to those receives, right? Yes, yes, yes. Megan, yes. Like just slowing down and just going for walks. Even today, I was having this moment where that's good. That's good, Megan. I've been resting a lot. That's good. It feels as though so many people have just been showing up and just kind of waiting for that Pluto to go into Aquarius. It's fully, we've had previews of this. We had an amuse bouche, we had a preview. And trusting, Rachel, trusting. It's a huge thing. And sharing what we can, when we can, as we can. And knowing, how do I say? When you show up for yourself, when you slow down, when you turn your phone on do not disturb, when you do those things, it might be really triggering at first to just rest and just to be and say, I want to figure it out. I want to do this, whether you have Capricorn placements or not. And you're like, I want to be of service, especially. And this is something that I chatted with my friend yesterday about where, light worker or energy worker, whatever label you've put on that, you have this sense of urgency built into, I know I have to be of service. I know I want to help people. I know I want to do something for this world, but I don't know what it is. And I feel like I'm supposed to do something. So if I just keep being productive, then I'll do something. What if that download just hasn't come in yet? What if, the universe is trying to redirect you with that new job, that new opportunity, and that person just hasn't walked in the front door yet? And that when you meet that person, that opportunity, that whatever it may be, you are the most authentic. I'll say evolved because we're doing introspective work, but not the most like it's not external evolved. What I'm saying, I hope it's resonating when I'm like it's you're the most authentic and the most internally involved version of ourselves. It's a vibrational match. And then the whole old set just falls away and you're like, "Oh, okay. This is why everything had to happen in the time that it did." See, I have to slow down goals, very prone to burnout. Moon sprout, I'm really glad that you're saying that because it's understanding your energy and understanding that we can't do those massive ups and downs to be able to say, I'm worthy of a calm life. I am worthy of being able to offer what it is that I can offer and then taking time for myself to receive what it is that I give. I'm learning to just make myself happy. Surely that will help the world if I'm just being the best version of me. It so is. It really, really is. Taking time just to love yourself and to, cook a good meal or go for a beautiful walk and remind yourself and smiling and laughing. Laughing is one of the most powerful energies and channeling that in, really channeling that in. Oh, I've been painting and it feels so good. That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. Creative expression, art, giving and receiving, creating, or going to an art exhibition, or seeing art, watching a movie, listening to a musical masterpiece. It's so good. It is so, so, so good. And wanting to bring joy to this world is something that's not built into everyone. I think it was Saturday night. I was chatting with a dear friend and a neighbor of mine, and we were talking about some interesting things where we just love bringing joy to the world. And so in the little island town, the little city that I live in, there's 2 ways to get on the island. There's 2 bridges. And so on Friday night, the night of the full moon, there was there was a big car chase. I don't really know what happened. If someone's from Gloucester and knows what happened, if it's necessary, we don't have to. So Rachel, you were in traffic with me. Okay. So I recognized where I was, it took me what would have been maybe a 3 to 5 minute drive, took me over an hour to an hour and a half. And so my first thought was I put on music, I opened the windows, and I started dancing. Because I was like, there's a lot of angry people around me. I can just vibe. We are family. Like, I just started singing and dancing. I had just gone to the grocery store. I had my full moon snacks with me. Like, we weren't having a bad day. And so I just let that was my first thought. My first thought was, okay, there's going to be some like PO'd people around me. It's like really like like it was so much fun, Melanie. Like there literally are 2 bridges to get onto the island. And when one shut down, we all had to go around to the little cut bridge. It was a lot. And it literally like an hour and a half it took me to get home. So it was fascinating because I was talking to God the whole time and I was like, God, why did I create this? Why on earth did you put me in this situation? It's the full moon. I was going to go home. I was going to do more work and I was going to, like put something together and blah, 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 blah. And God's like, oh, you can't do that now, can you? You just got to sit and dance and enjoy the moon. Hmm. And I was redirected. I had to drive by an old place that I lived, which was, I had my awakening. It was when I was borderline homeless and I was literally living in someone's basement. And I had to drive past the house, which I very seriously avoid more often. And so all of a sudden I'm bawling like a baby. I'm like, Sarah, look how far you've come. Like, I'm so proud of you. You're doing a great job. And then by the time I got to the boulevard and I was sitting in traffic on the boulevard, I had the moon just like gong, like in the sky, just like literally blessing me and just doing all of the things and showering me with her beauty. And by the time I got home, it felt like a full, like clearing, healing. It was powerful. It was so powerful. And, but thank you. It was a journey. It was such a journey, and I was so grateful because really, I just said, like, "Why did I create this?" I was so grateful nobody got hurt, everybody Everybody was okay. Everyone was fine. So first thought, to bring joy to the planet, just channel in joy, creative expression. Second thought, what can I process here? Why am I in this situation? What is it that I can look at within myself, not in the egoic, like, ugh, I'm stuck in traffic. Why did I create this? But I'm here with me. There's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to run, but I'm here with myself. How can I really transmute something? And then was open to receive and was really open to receive from the moon, from the moon. Just flowing with the flow. It's so beautiful when you get to do that. It's very triggering at first. I just want to offer to everyone that if you're new to kind of releasing the hustle culture, if you will, hustle culture. Let's see. This Pluto transit was indeed powerful. Went through my 8th house, now in my 9th. I've isolated. My life is a hell of a lot calmer. That's beautiful. That's an intense transit to go through your 8th house, definitely. That's Gemini rising. Like that's big stuff. That's big stuff. And so with that being in your 9th house, you having the space, that's powerful. That's powerful. You could write a book. You could really write a book about that time, a little memoir. Or if writing is not something that you enjoy, just speaking it to people and just expressing it could be a really beautiful way. And I've talked about the power of the Gemini, whereas they are very Gemini in general, like Gemini capital G. They're very telepathic, whereas both of the brains of the Gemini mind are firing on all cylinders and they're run by Mercury. And it's very much like if they interrupt or anything like that, it's like they just kind of figured out the entirety of that, timeline, and you don't need to have that timeline anymore. So they're redirecting the conversation. And as an Aries sun, I love talking to Geminis because I'm like, guide me down any rabbit hole. Let's go. Let's go. It's that sextile. Gemini moon, yes, very, very intuitive knowledge that you have. And it's processing very, very efficiently. The efficiency of a Gemini is powerful. Those moments are almost taking over my existence lately. I love it so much. Rachel, I agree. There are so many times I'm so grateful for you that I wouldn't want to live any other way. To get to live a life of joy and processing and healing and creative expression. Like this is the most powerful thing. And we get to do it as a community, let's see. Experiencing a progressed Gemini moon right now, and it's been something to alchemize too. It's a lot of information coming in quick when it comes to Gemini moons. Gemini ascendant, I'm a bookworm now, LOL. It's educating yourself is one of the coolest things, and following what really jazzes you up, what's interesting, because like anytime the sun transits Gemini, moon is in Gemini, you have Gemini placements, that's mutable air energy. It's run by Mercury. It's so powerful. Community, language, early learning, short trips, going about town, even if you've become that homebody and kind of, but I would say, like you said, I've isolated and life is a hell of a lot calmer, but you're here with us. So you found community across time and space. So I love that. I love that. I picked up Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's in my Airbnb and it's legit insightful. 500,000 interests. What do you guys read? Oh, beautiful. Share what you're reading right now. What books are really jazzing you up? What do you enjoy reading? What are you most interested in? I feel as though with Jupiter retrograde and Gemini, a lot of our interests are becoming more defined. It's not so much having like the tons and tons and tons of stacks of books. It's like, no, I'm super jazzed about this. I'm super excited about this. Traffic is my jam now. Nice. I love it. You got to have a dance party, Rachel. You gotta. Let's see what else is coming through right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're really releasing some intense worries. And the more we co-create and the more we trust the universe to provide for us in the best way for our soul's growth and what really is our most abundant prosperous, authentic time, whatever you've labeled your highest timeline to be. That is the way that I want you to release the worry on, to really release the worry. This card I wrote in one of my books when it comes up, or whether it's up or reverse, I was like, "Girl, stay calm, master your emotions, master your emotions." We still have, the North Node in the last few degrees of Aries and the South Node in the last few degrees of Libra. And so I find that to be really interesting. It's like this, when it comes to the nodes always go backwards. So it's not the anaretic degree, it's not the critical degree, which is 29 degrees of the sign, but it's at the very end of the transit, but it's at the very beginning. And so it keeps saying to me, North Node in Aries, if you've been really working with that energy, if you've really been speaking from I statements, following the path, doing what's best for you, letting things fall away, if you've been really co-creating, this last little bit of the year, we just kind of script on the new moon, release on the full moon, and then go live our lives and just know that the package is ordered. But I feel as though on like the other side of the street, it's been a lot of crumbling down in a way that Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, we can't be fooled anymore. It's very hard to trick anyone if they do any sort of intuitive work. Like, I'm super curious about the node switching and all the planets switching for fire and air into fire. Yes, yes. I am putting together an all signs reading for 2025 as well as a workbook for 2025. It's a fascinating transit. I'm going to launch it on Thanksgiving, so that's next week. But we have to tell everybody what Melanie's talking about. The North Node in January 2025 is going to be going into Pisces, and then the South Node is going to be going into Libra. Neptune in 2025, I don't have the dates right in front of me, is going to dip its toe into Aries and then go back into Pisces. Saturn is going to dip its toe into Aries, go back into Pisces. And Uranus is going to dip its toe into Gemini and then go back into Taurus, all in 2025. We're getting this preview of bigger energies to come. And it's very, books, guys, okay. And it's very, how do I say? If the North Node has been in the house of self. The North Node is the head of the dragon, what we're working towards. I think I did a whole video on this. It should be in the longer range transit playlist, as well as my video on relationships are drastically changing. That's in the toolbox in the playlist. So you can watch both of those videos, because the North Node in the house of self, the storefront view of my life, and in the beginning, we all have been upgrading. We've all become to the most authentic version of ourselves. Whereas the South Node transited through the house of relationships over here, seeing the universe, seeing God in another. That's the house of Libra. And so with the South Node in Libra, for a lot of people, we learned how to smell a liar, or people could lie effortlessly with the South Node in Libra. And so let me see some of these notes. Nodes denote the universe making a swap. The universe making a swap, question mark. Yes, it's like, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so in a very general way. Yes. I mean, with the North Node going into the house of Pisces, I would say that shift is really guiding us towards our soul purpose, healing closures and coming home. And then the South Node is going to be releasing in the Virgo house of everyday life and practical service. So I feel as though with this shift, the universe is guiding us towards our proper situation, job. Maybe that's why, the nodes changing are kind of guiding us. It's when I looked to 2025, it looked like if you've utilized the energy of 2024, not in a fear-based way, not in the planets are happening to me, or another thing happened, or I lost this or that. If you were like, no, this is for my development, like we've been saying, this is upgrading me, this is for my greater good, then this shift in energy, the collective head of the dragon, is leading us towards our soul's growth, our purpose, and maybe where we need to live on the planet. A lot of people are moving. Let's see. Wow, it's because I'm a fifth house Libra, 29 degrees. That's interesting. That's interesting. Libra 29, the fifth house, like the fifth house starts at Libra 29 degrees because that, so then the south node would be in your fourth house. So that would be a lot of shifting and changing and growing within, yeah, where you're living and what you've kind of identified as your home inside of yourself. 16 degrees Gemini ascendant. So Jupiter's just parked on your ascendant right now, dude, isn't it? Let's see. Jupiter's at 18 degrees retrograde. So yeah, that's exciting. That's really exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, I'd say stay in the communities that really feel good to you and your intuition. Like Jupiter's so expansive, but really right now, like you can't lie to an intuitive person. They'll just sniff it out and they'll be like, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. I'm really going to move myself from this situation. And then when it goes direct, or all my life, right? Hi, Canadian Witch. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so excited. Preferred. I think that's good. I think it's really, when it comes to the loner, you just light up the world. It's like the hermit. And you get to share. This just coming to me. I don't want to project it onto you, but I'm just an offering, which is remind yourself that you do have a lot to offer this world, and finding a place, whether it be within these types of communities or within whether you have your own practice or your own job, like knowing that you have a lot to say. And I feel like your intuition just goes super duper fast, and like you have a clear foresight, and Jupiter's really blessing that. Yeah, honoring that self-love and sharing where and when you feel comfortable and safe, but also in a way that stretches that safety and stretches that understanding. I feel like the south node in Libra transiting your fourth house is saying like releasing what you need to have. That's like we're safe in our skin, basically. You know what I mean? My foresight has kept me safe. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm a lone wolf too, but friends are fun to play with. We all need a pack. We all need a pack. It's very, and I was chatting with a colleague just the other day about this, where we're meant to experience this human life, whether it be, connecting to, right now we have 14 people in the room, connecting to 14 people across time and space, but in my house with myself, whether it be in person, whether it be across the world, across the internet, however it may be, we would still be consciousness. We wouldn't have come down into human form if we weren't meant to experience human engagement, human emotions, love, friendship, diversity, polarity. And it's recognizing, like you were saying a little bit ago, Jace, like sometimes the polarity or the polarization of astrology can be too much. We're experiencing it in our human life. And we don't need to always have that amount, Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, of information coming in all the time, all these different things. We'll know when it's a resounding yes. We'll know when it's a resounding no. We'll also know when something's coming up in us that is pushing us to lean in, because it can be, I forget where this came up the other day. It can be interesting to kind of differentiate between, is this my intuition talking, or is this my negative ego trying to protect me from doing what it is that I know I'm supposed to be doing? Like when I first started doing the lives, I was just so nervous. And I was like, oh my God, I got these butterflies. I've gone live before. I've done things before. I know. But it was a way that I was channeling in a different way, to be able to create a different bucket, to create a different environment in a different way. So I was just receiving the different types of light quotes, the different types of energy, to be able to hold the space for other people, to be able to create a space where I can be talking here, you can be talking in the chat to each other. And then after this video is posted, people all over YouTube can watch and experience what it is that we've already processed. Like, how quantum is that? How cool is that? And every person feels welcome and feels a part of the community because they are. It's beautiful. I've been looking into aura works lately. Are you into that? How can I cleanse my aura and see it? Sarah, what was it about the moon phases? What to do with a full and a new moon? It's fun to see the houses. I feel like the tone energies are so much more. The third house would make them much more chatty or busy Pisces somehow. Yes. All right, let's go through these. What to do with a full moon and a new moon. Full moons are celebration times. They are times of releasing. It's when the moon is bright into the sky. So it's going to showcase, sometimes it highlights something that we weren't privy to. It could be a completion, a closed cycle, all these different things. Whereas the new moon is the darker side of the moon, where it says it's a perfect time to plant seeds for manifestation. It's the perfect time to really be focusing on what it is that we do want and walking towards that and walking towards that. I'm looking into aura work lately. Are you into that? How can I cleanse my aura and see it? That's a great question. There's my specific view. I know I've met a lot of people that are color workers that can see the different colors, the different auras and things like that. I would say spending some time in meditation with yourself, grounding, bubbling, doing your normal everyday working, and then have your hands out and about, like wherever you do this type of work where you're like, okay, I can feel myself, I can feel my own energy. And then I like to do it like, because I'm a light language person and a light language worker, so I'll kind of just poke out and say, okay, how big is my aura? How big do I feel it? How big do I see it? Whatever your telepathy, your clair sense is, this could be sometimes. And you can also do things on like a white wall where you put your hand on the wall, you see kind of what colors start to come to be. But whatever your, I would say if you're just starting out, like go with your first clair, the one that feels really intuitive already, that you already work with, and use that. And it could be, I'm not overstating this when I have people that are like, I can hear colors, I can smell them. So this, it doesn't have to be a linear 3D type of a way, but really just go with what your intuition is birthing. So you can sit, and because a lot of what I receive are visuals, I'm getting, auditory things sometimes. And if you've been here with me for a while, I have usually a few different screens that are open. So I'll let my eyes kind of go, like not looking at something specific, but feel into it. Say, okay, how does my aura feel? Where does it feel? How big does it feel? How much space does it feel like I take up? Sometimes water signs, heavy Pisces placements can walk into a room and you can feel the energy of all the people in that room. Turn that same intuitive focus on yourself. How do I feel? This could be mirror work that you do. The white wall helps me, like in the classrooms. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Seeing auras, is that Pluto in the third? Dude, so many intuitive practices came online with Pluto transiting the third house for me personally. It's the amount of times I've come out of channels, I've come out of past life experiences, I got a massage yesterday, I got another whole past life experience. It's Pluto transforming the way you communicate. It's profound. And there's, just like we know the universe to be limitless, we are also limitless because we are the universe experiencing itself. It's still our human minds that say, I can't process all that. I can only process what's here in front of me, what is here and now. Thank you, Sarah and Jace, as well. It's very helpful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I feel like there was another. I feel like the tone energy signature so much like the third would make it more chattier. Yes, yes. Busy Pisces somehow. Yes. The way that I describe it is always through lenses because I wear these huge glasses. Put the lens of, the third house, Pisces, Saturn, all in front of each other and utilize and think of it as just like a light tone, like a light film. Whereas, okay, I know the third house is communication, early learning, short trips. Pisces, mystical, magical, emotional, very telepathic. Saturn, our interdisciplinarian. All of those themes are going to be going through that lens. And we also have to acknowledge that we are the consciousness that has to seep through the human avatar, that precious cargo. So understanding the human avatar, our precious cargo, and how Sarah, I'll speak from I statements, processes and understands information, what her intuition does, how it sees things, and then understanding the energy of the world, the energy of my chart, and we're viewing every single experience through all of those lenses. So it's like we got thick glasses on. You know what I mean? Dude, Pluto going through the third it's a trip. is a trip. But like it's the amount of times and finding ways because it's about short trips. So a lot of the times, whenever you see me out driving, I'm processing numerous realities all at the same time. Numerous realities all at the same time. Any one of you have experienced Pluto in the eighth? CD Chase, yeah, 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 yeah. There's a few people going through it right now, and it's it's a lot. I'll let you chit chat about that. We're coming to a close. I'm so happy to be here with this live. I'm so happy to create this space for everybody. Yes. Yes. Love this. See, that's a lot. That's a lot to process. And I'm sending a lot of love to you because that's a huge transit and that's an intense amount of upgrades and an intense amount of energy for you to hold. And you survived cancer. Congratulations. The world is better for you being here. So we all really appreciate and love and support you. And we're grateful that you're here with us. So thank you. Thank you. It's like a huge hug and a huge thank you to you. A huge thank you. Built my wealth back up. Get it. Get it. Get it. It's the card I pulled. Really supporting you. Really sending love. Really sending love. That's a beautiful phrase, Jace. Powerless to powerful. I really want everyone to spend some time this week trying on the word powerful with an I am statement if you'd like, or understanding what it means to be powerful and how it feels. How it feels to say, I'm powerful. I'm a master manifester. Everything that I need and I want and I desire comes to me effortlessly. I know when it's a resounding yes. I know when it's a resounding no. The universe speaks clearly to me. These are big, broad brushstrokes that we can use right now to really, yes, I understand change went better and embrace it. Beautiful, beautiful. How can I best listen to the whispers, to the songs of the universe, and really stepping into our power so comfortably? Not to say, and really when we say the word power, like what's the archetype that pops into our minds? What do we think of? Is it something that doesn't resonate with us? Is it not, this is a powerful group? Is it not that this synergy of people connecting across time and space, that is powerful? Can that not be powerful? So really spend some time sitting with yourselves this week, and I'll do the same. Especially Pluto is one of the most, it's a little bitty planet, but it's the most powerful one. And it's here to guide us and to transform us and for us to step into our most powerful, most authentic, most auspicious timeline. Because when you feel safe and comfortable and confident in your own power, you're not trying to, project that onto others. You'd never do that. But it's just to say, I am me and I'm comfortable with me. Lots of love to you all. I got to go. I have an exam in 30 minutes. Have a great exam. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you. See this life as a wonderful experience. This is such a beautiful time to be alive. Be well, be well, be well. I appreciate all of you. Let's get together next week if you're around. Definitely. Like I said, as many Mondays as I can really show up and create this space for everyone. It's a pleasure. Bye, Jace. And a privilege. And I'm so grateful. It's a good one. I'll see you all next week. Love you. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here, everybody. I'll see you next week.